Good evening, everyone. System Chalk here with the 154th episode of the Artist Run, our YouTube run through Book of Hours. And we're pretty much ready to go here. We've got a nice little chain of books that we've been reading. So today's plan will be to, first of all, make MCO Lee happy. We're going to get a good night's rest. I suppose I should store away a memory. And we are going to read the White Jade Tablet tomorrow. So this is going to take some effort, given that we will need to level up Rites of the Roots. But we're early enough in the season that we can make a good solid effort of it. We're also going to be leveling up Preliminal Meter, but the fact of the matter is it's actually not that hard for me to be able to do that. So let's start by picking a memory to take. It's really Satisfaction or Solace. So let's take the Solace. Now that night has fallen, I can rest and perhaps dream on the day's doings. Okay, so Bronze Spintria for our trouble. And here we go. The affair of the messenger's casket. In a hidden fold in the mountains above the city of Cluj lies the enigmatic relic they call St. Mihail's coffin. Decades of patient work have finally breached its outer shell. Dr. Peel, confident that the occupant of St. Mihail's coffin would escape soon, was equally confident that someone or something would be eaten by something or someone. He seemed quite chipper about it. You can tell from the icon. Connie, MCO Lee, suspected St. Mihail's coffin might contain a name of the Chandler. Perhaps, she said, the second one she'd heard mentioned that year. She was clearly perturbed by the possibility. All right, let's see. I'm going to let the... Oh, sorry, I didn't even pay attention to this. We did actually take the list of librarians, so I am the 12th librarian of Hush House, and I too will be remembered. So, a little extra whist for me there. Name, memory, that part which remains. Most librarians know that books have souls. Most librarians hope for books with simple souls of whist and nothing else. So I suppose I should pick an icon for myself. Before the end of the playthrough, we will pick an icon for the 12th librarian of the Curia of the Isle. This, of course, would be me. I could use whatever I want as my image. But that is the reward that you get for placing all of the busts. It is kind of funny. It did feel like a bit of an anticlimax in terms of how I solved that, but I don't actually see the point. This is going to probably make some people scoff, but I actually don't see the point in unnecessarily drawing out a particular mystery. So in the sense that there was an empty slot here, I just sort of failed to realize that all the other librarians had been accounted for, and so it's an obvious place to put Fraser. And of course, again, I knew that he was well, actually no, I don't need to tell you, but there's a story as to why Fraser is the fourth librarian. But in any case, the idea that I'm sitting on a few secrets of the house, that I don't quite see as unnecessarily extending a mystery, because we've gotten the elements from the book, but I don't actually, we've gotten the clues from the books, but there's a couple of things. So number one, it's conceivable that somebody wouldn't necessarily have connected the dots yet. I've definitely had a couple of puzzles where I only sort of realize after the fact what I'm sitting on. But number two, there isn't quite the need for me to use these books yet. I do kind of want the books housing a Newman to be sort of a special thing that we take the time to engage with. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So, in this case here, there's any number of things I can do. It's sort of like saying, well, I should rush, going through these different rooms. It's not that these are bad things for me to do or that I wouldn't do them in certain playthroughs, but at some point I need to make a choice in terms of where I'm spending my time. And in this case here, I've decided to spend it on something else. But let's work out the day's tasks. So we've got Mrs. Kill. We'll queue her up. Mrs. Kill's mood always improves when I drop by. Mrs. Kill stands ready to help. You always cheer me up, she says morosely. Let's see if we can get the White Jade tablet read. So we've got our Tryst for 2 moth. We have the White Jade tablet, which requires 14 moth and crack track. Crack track gives us nectar and scales, so not enough on its own. We do have the alcapurine shears, although I may want to use an ink depending on how the... Or sorry, the shears of the Sisterhood. Alcapurine shears are something from Cultist Simulator. So unless I have 14... Yeah, I do need at least 1 memory, or I need to get lucky, and I'd rather not get lucky. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't even need to worry about the sun's weakness. How badly do I want this right away? I don't really think I... Yeah, for some reason I thought this was going to be a much more difficult book to read than it was. The only catch is that I think the only moth ink that I have is an Incastum Terminale. Oh, I haven't even made that one yet, so... Never mind, I have. That's even more wasteful than using the sun's weakness. Or, I'm really not sure what to think of this. I'm going to resist the urge to... Hello, sorry, I just got a... So I saw an alert related to the video that I uploaded for the start of this week. So the fact that you can see it means it was okay. But all right, yeah. So maybe I'll chill out a little bit in terms of the white jade tablet. It's kind of funny. Like I was already going to consume the sun's weakness, but I'm reasonably certain I'm going to get what I need from Mrs. Kill anyway. So let's, instead, let's queue up what we need for the Inks of Power. So as always, we use our good old friend and Almanac of Entrances. This is going to be another one of those ones that's burned into my brain from repetition. So Hindsight, Intuition, Gossip, Fear... are ones that I can't really work with. But Savage Hymns and Confounding Parable are options for me. I can use one Tryst and one Fet seems to be the best way to handle that. I've already mastered this, but I could reread it and perhaps recall a memory. Actually, if you can just give me a second here. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that the video I uploaded was in fact scheduled. Okay, so yeah, we'll see what Mrs. Kill gives me, and I'm hoping we get a moth memory before too long, but I'm not... I don't know, I shouldn't be too worried about it, I guess. I could offer help with correspondence and arithmetic. There's no school in Brandkrug, and not everyone here knows their letters. Hey, the clouds came in and saved the day. Oh, now I've gone and done it. I don't think I have a moth desk anymore. No! Yeah, so resurgences and emergences doesn't work here. Oh no! Why do I do these things to myself? Okay. I actually need all of the... Oh. Collars, unappreciated hero of Book of Hours in many, many different ways. I can master this mystery. Okay. Mrs. Gill has seen more of the world than she usually lets on. Conversations with her yield the occasional surprise. Now, while we're waiting for this, I'm actually going to take a minute here and... I'm not even going to bother trying to do this in real time. I am going to take the time to write down my moth and nectar options, because I expect this is going to be a real pain. I should really have those written down somewhere. Apparently not. Oh, here we go. It's a little untidy, so let's try this again. Okay, so moth, nectar. We want either an impulse, earth sign, sun's weakness, name day riddle, scent, old moment, rain, hives, lament. Every single one of those needs to be present. Okay, let me think about the senses. So we've got scent is nectar, taste is grail, sight is lantern, touch is forge, and hearing is heart. So no moth scent. I feel like there's got to be another nectar or so I can't, like, the one thing I can't rely on here is another Newman, because there's only, I only get one of those. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. So there's like a Forbidden Epic, which I haven't made yet. A Forbidden Epic I don't think has moth, though. And then there's, I don't think I've done an Invincible Audacity, but similarly, I don't think that gives me a moth either. Dumos, I remember, has knock, but I don't think that gives me what I need. Old moment is already on the list. Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like there is... I don't think it's a nectar memory, but... I feel like there's definitely something I'm overlooking in terms of memories that I can I can put towards the rights of the roots. But it may actually just be the case that I need to wait for a rainy day. Which, you know, fair enough. It's just as well that I have the lessons out, because I'm going to need to decide, you know, how to... Wait, do I have the earth sign? Yes, I do have the earth sign. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this aside. We'll say, let's see how the day goes. We're very clearly not going to level up rights of the roots today, and I'm not even going to try getting those... Well, actually, maybe it makes sense for me to try and get the name day riddle. I can never remember... Is it really Disciplines of the Scar? I'm in trouble if it is. It is. Ah! So the desk is probably not the way I want to do this. Almost. Actually, you know what? Yeah. If I use the sun's weakness at an altar, maybe I can even use the tang. Okay, hang on. Tangle brag. So that's a material. That's a start. I think I'm probably just setting myself up for a disappointment, though. Well, again, we're close. I just need a single... So this noodle jar would be good, but I can't put it in there. I feel like there's got to be a sneaky way I can make this all work. I think what it probably comes down to is, do I have a workbench that will take a material? That was pretty optimistic, but you never know. Yeah, highly doubtful that the jail kitchen range will work with that. I am actually trying to find a way to get rid of these tangle brags, so forgive me for taking the time to check. I have to imagine these altars are not gonna... Oh, that's interesting. But I have to imagine... Yeah. Yeah, so it was just on the verge of being able to do something interesting, but... Okay, I'm going to accept that I... Or sorry, there is one other thing I should check. Dispensary, yeah. So I guess the question would be, do I have a cheap lantern? Well, I kind of do in the sense that I could just use one of these candles. Or hang on, candle doesn't count as fuel. These are a bit too strong to give up. All right, let's just hold back a minute here and see. When it comes to lantern liquids, am I missing an obvious candidate? Refulgent, maybe? That's 2. Light so pure that it remains visible even in utter darkness, like the moon or an insistent cat. Well, we might be able to do something with this. Oh no, that's interesting. So that counts as a material and a pigment, not a liquid. Okay. Gives me something to think about. Yeah, so the lantern liquid I have is actually quite powerful. The one exception to this, I think, would be the coffee. How badly do I want this? Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. Dear Day lens. Oh, right. You're joking. All right. So unfortunately, I'm still stuck with the Tangle Brag. Ah! All right. Well, there we go. There's our old moment. We're going to need to refresh this constantly, but... There it is and can be no tizzer. This is Kill, as every local gossip knows, came from France to marry Mr. Kill, but there's scant trace of the continent in her accent now. That's on me for not waiting. I suppose I can get to work on that other Gervanite as well. Resolve a knock alloy. Okay, a secret threshold. Savage him. And Isaac of Karth's History of the Shadowless King, a true and accurate history of the Shadowless Kings by Isaac of Karth. Isaac describes the 1,000-year ascendancy of the Shadowless Empire. The first and greatest history is described herein. The Persian Empire, the sons of Achaemenes, the Shadowless Kings, the most glorious empire, survives the assaults of Alexander the Great and flourishes as late as the 5th century. After the fall of Rome, the Shadowless Empire takes Byzantium under its wing and moves east against the land of the Great River. Isaac begins to recount the invasion struggling against the unskinned armies of the Hooded Serpents, but ends abruptly with a series of incantations that he claims allowed the Shadowless Empire to persist. So we just need 3 more memories, and we're good to go. One of those has to be set aside for the Fett, although I suppose I could still use the health as well. But yeah, we're just going to let time pass at this point. I will take the time to renew the whist. Tuppence will buy me a hearty meal and a quiet place where I can rest and gather my thoughts. It is spring, and the landlady has served me a slice of her stargazy pie with the pilchard heads poking cheekily through the hot crust. Okay, foresight doesn't really help me here. Gossip helps me here. There tis and can be no tizzer. Mrs. Kill, as every local gossip knows, came from France to marry Mr. Kill, but their scant trace of the continent in her accent now. So that's 4 of 6 for Inks of Power. And I'm going to need to be quite careful with the old moment. Because I just need one slip overnight, and all of that effort that I put into it goes away. And unfortunately, I don't really get to decide when I use it or don't. That's really going to be determined by the weather. With Keeper level scale, not Lantern, an old moment can lead to an earthquake name. Alright, the White Jade Tablet, supposedly copied from a tablet of white jade which serves as the Covenant Stone of the Grove of Green Immortals, the token which gives that library shelter beneath the Watchman's Tree. When humankind emerged from the weft of the roots, we were smeared with the filth of crumbled ages. The foolish sought to wash it from themselves, but our skins were yet soft and fell easily from us. The tablet expounds the dangers and pleasures of abandoning appearances in search of essence. Along the way, it reveals the secret of Skinshuck Mead, which can be brewed from honey by application of the rites of the roots, if enough moth aspect is present. So, 2 rites of the roots and an impulse. I'm going to need to make a decision here about what I want to use with the second part of Rites of the Roots. So under Moths, Solutions and Separation, Sacralamea, Weaving and Not Working, all viable options. And then for Nectar, we've got Drums and Dances, Rites of the Roots, Stone Stories, Coil and Chasm, Herbs and Infusions, Leaves and Thorns. I'm slightly inclined towards some of the lower level Nectar stuff. I don't know. The only catch is that for a lot of this, a lot of this Nectar stuff, it's fighting with my other use of Rites of the Roots. We'll see. We have a little more time left in the day. Okay, another Gossip. Technically, I can use my Earth sign. I'd rather not, but... Okay. At some point I'm going to need to make a decision about when I want to work with the pumps. Maybe we'll do that first thing in the morning. Alright, hindsight's welcome here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically with the Earth sign... Yeah, you know what? Let's throw that all into the Inks of Power now. When I thought I'd understood, I'd only begun. So, we've got two uses for Rites of the Roots. I guess now I need to make a decision in terms of what the recipient of the backup is. Orchids and Narcotics or Leaves and Thorns, both are, or Herbs and Infusions as well. So maybe one thing that I can do for a start, I think Nona's Desk gives me some Nectar use. This might even be something I use for the next day, but I was thinking what I might do here is just see what kind of Nectar... Oh, actually we already know everything. So Thyrsus Cordials, I mean, a Sacrament Callicite can't be that bad. I know a Sacrament a sacrament malachite would be a little nicer. How much you want to bet this one is the sacrament malachite? Well, I guess I already kind of know. I know for one of them. Yeah, so it's actually Pyrus Auricilcineus. Well, actually, even then, Pyrus Auricilcineus is something that we would want. So herbs and infusions. Yeah, okay, so executive decision here, leaves and thorns, is going to be the one that I boost up. So with that in mind, I need 2 memories, a grail and a nectar. I've already got the impulse, but I've used up the nectar from earth signs. I suspect this will be very straightforward for me to get back. One thing I will do is take the forge. I'll get my earth sign back right away. Yeah, either with Mrs. Kill or with one of these elements of the soul, we should be good to go. I'll leave aside a core. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I was just thinking I can use the core and the health to do some exploration, but it also occurred to me that if I'm leveling up leaves and thorns, the core and the health are also the ones that I can use to level it up. All of that, though, is something that we will sort out tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.